After 5 years in the entertainment industry with zero recognition, Alice had no choice but to return home for an arranged marriage to a complete stranger. Her fiancé Ethan despised her so much that he skipped their wedding ceremony entirely, opting instead to lay down ground rules over a cold phone call. "Let's be clear, I'm already in love with someone else. Don't waste your time trying to win me over. Feel free to pursue whoever you want to. This marriage is purely transactional. We'll divorce in 1 year. So don't come crying when it's time to sign the papers." The line went dead. Alice stood frozen outside Ethan's study, her gaze locking onto the shelves visible through the doorway, every inch crammed with her own merchandise and fan collectibles. She'd rebranded herself and fought tooth and nail in Hollywood for half a decade. Despite her family's lavish investments in coaches, stylists, and PR teams, Alice remained perpetually stuck in Z-list obscurity. The arranged marriage to Ethan, eldest son of the formidable Quinn family dynasty, became her reluctant retreat. Friends had warned her about the Quinn heir, a corporate shark with the face of a fallen angel and the soul of an ice sculpture. "Don't let that charming smile fool you," they'd cautioned. "Ethan's all sharp edges and calculated moves. You're walking into a gilded cage. Alice, we feel awful for you." Clutching her phone until her knuckles whitened, Alice managed only a humorless laugh before ending the call. She navigated to her social media account and released the retirement statement she drafted months earlier. Though her follower count barely broke 5 digits, the familiar usernames flooded her DMs within minutes. Among the sea of messages, one handle stood out: E.Q., her most devoted fan. For 5 years, E.Q. had been the first to like every post, comment on every update. His premium tier camera equipment produced stunning HD concert footage that put professional photographers to shame. The fan base affectionately dubbed him E.Q. after noticing his habit of signing 6-figure donation receipts to her projects with those initials. His profile showcased meticulous video montages of her career highlights and earnest attempts at replicating her choreography, clumsy but heartfelt gestures from someone who never showed his face. What Alice remembered most were his comments. Never flowery or exaggerated. Just the same steadfast wish beneath every post: "Hope you're happy today." But tonight broke the pattern. E.Q.'s final message spilled across her screen, a raw confession typed with trembling fingers. He wrote of finding her videos during his darkest nights, clinging to her offhand remarks like lifelines, described how each notification of her uploads made his hands shake with anticipation. The closing lines blurred before Alice's eyes. "You've been my sunlight through 5 years of thunderstorms. Alice, you're the reason I kept breathing. Please know that every day since discovering you has been a gift." Multiple typos speckled the message. She could almost see him fumbling with the keyboard, emotions overtaking precision until the letters scrambled into desperate sincerity. After reading his heartfelt essay, my eyes welled up with tears. In the end, I responded earnestly, "Thank you for your support and affection these 5 years. I hope you find happiness every day. If fate allows, we'll meet again." I replied to every private message before taking a deep breath, suppressing the ache in my chest as I prepared to delete my account. Then I froze. Ethan's name topped the trending list, #EthanQuinn crying in car. Curiosity made me click the hashtag. A 10-second video auto-played, showing Ethan's sharp profile illuminated by amber streetlights. His long lashes cast shadows as tremors shook his shoulders. Crystal clear tear tracks glistening on cheeks that usually showed marble composure. The raw despair radiating from him felt almost apocalyptic. Comments exploded: "OMG, the devil Quinn crying? Did hell freeze over? LMAO, that sobbing sounded like demonic possession. Whatever you are, get out of our CEO." Seriously though, what could make this ice-cold tyrant break down? Speculations flooded in forced marriage misery? Work stress? I scrolled past indifferently, finalizing my exit from showbiz with my agent. At 2 a.m., I dragged my exhausted body home only to find Ethan himself in my friend requests. Verification message simply read, "Ethan." His profile showed a black avatar, Blank bio. Username Z, digital embodiment of stay away. Rubbing my throbbing temples. I accepted. His voice memo arrived instantly. Frostbitten yet strained polite, MS. Alice. I'm Ethan Quinn, your arranged marriage partner. Typing back felt safer. Hello. No pleasantries, he bulldozed forward. I'm in love with someone else. Always will be. Don't waste energy on me. Our marriage is transactional, feel free to pursue others. I frequently travel abroad. Heard your first love's overseas? I'll facilitate meetings. Stunned. I clarified, you'll help me cheat? Precisely. You having someone else means less hassle for me. When I stayed silent. He continued, this lasts 1 year. Don't embarrass both families by refusing divorce later. Understood. His relieved exhale hissed through the speaker, no wedding ceremony. No conjugal duties. Keep this marriage secret. I agreed. Too drained to protest. After laying out this series of demands, Ethan fell silent for an extended period, likely double-checking for any oversights. 15 full minutes later, he finally confirmed everything and sent his last message. That's all for now. My apologies. Alice. You understand I'm a businessman, and businessmen don't trust verbal agreements. To prevent future regrets, I'd like us to sign a contract covering both asset divisions and our prior agreements, the 1-year marriage term, waived marital obligations, my assistance for you to meet your first love, etc. Does this work for you? I readily agreed, of course. Ethan. Draft the contract and send it over. Satisfied. He responded, I'll have the document ready by tomorrow morning. After some thought, I added, by the way, should we meet before filing the marriage paperwork? His refusal came sharp and immediate, unnecessary. We've nothing to discuss beforehand. We'll see each other at the registry office in 3 days. Perfect. I nodded emphatically, agreed. True to his word, Ethan worked with remarkable efficiency, emailing the digital contract by 4 p.m. But the real surprise came at 6 a.m. the next morning when he personally delivered a printed dozen-page agreement to my family home. While my father entertained him in the living room, my mother dragged me from bed and shoved me into the bathroom, toothbrush dangling from my mouth. I peered through the second-floor railing at the man lounging on our leather sofa. Just as my friends had described, Ethan sat with predatory grace. Tailored black suit accentuating his athletic frame. His crossed legs and aloof demeanor should have looked ordinary. Yet his razor-sharp bone structure and icy beauty radiated an almost monastic sensuality. No wonder my father called him the perfectly curated match. My gaze snagged on the pink wristband peeking beneath his cuff, my official fan color. Who'd have guessed this human marble statue accessorized with pastel leather? My father kept glancing toward my hiding spot during their conversation. But Ethan remained statue still, not even blinking as he endured the small talk. His entire posture screamed disinterest toward his mystery fiancé. When my father finally blurted, "Stay for breakfast." Ethan. Alice is home, you should meet properly. The response came glacial. Unnecessary. Mr. Lynn. We'll have ample forced interactions later. He strode toward the exit just as I entered the living room, the front door clicking shut between us without so much as a backward glance. The message couldn't be clearer, this marriage meant less to him than a business memo. My phone buzzed the moment his car left the driveway. The sealed contract is with your father. Review and sign it. My secretary will collect it afterward. The terms were standard except for the final clause, all marriage-derived profits would split 60/40ths in my favor, plus a substantial post-divorce payout. Ethan might play the reluctant groom, but his bargaining clearly valued this arrangement. The total amount was no small sum, enough to secure my financial freedom for life. I counted the zeros on the document twice and reread the marriage contract thoroughly. My initial resistance toward this arranged union had morphed into unease about accepting such staggering wealth. Fidgeting, I asked, Ethan, I notice there aren't any clauses regarding you or the person you care about. Was that intentional? My tone held genuine curiosity. But Ethan's reply crackled with irritation through the phone. Alice. Spare me the games. I'm aware how society views women in marriages of convenience. Rest assured. I won't publicly embarrass you during our arrangement. Though miles apart. I could vividly picture Ethan scowling at his screen, muttering something like, "Who does this woman think she is? Trying to meddle in my affairs?" Before composing his corporate perfect response. Nor would I ever ask her to be the other woman, even nominally. His voice softened unexpectedly when adding, "I'll only pursue her properly after our marriage ends. Provided she's unattached and willing." Of course. Who knew the ice-cold tycoon had such romantic notions? After a pause, Ethan continued. Email me your ID number. Why? I instinctively tightened my grip on the phone. We're flying to San Francisco the day after our courthouse wedding, your first love's current city. His words carried calculated nonchalance. Consider it our honeymoon cover story. I'll handle the family scrutiny as per contract. My thumb hovered frozen over the screen. The man who'd blocked every trace of his existence 7 years ago. When I didn't respond, Ethan switched to his most persuasive boardroom tone. This is your golden opportunity, Alice. The stars won't align like this again. That messy breakup your father mentioned? My relationship consultant specializes in reconciliation cases. Against my better judgment. I felt the old wound throb. Think of it as a vacation. He pressed. My team will ensure smooth sailing. The cursor blinked mockingly in the message field until I finally typed my ID digits. Fine. But this changes nothing. Wouldn't dream otherwise. Satisfaction dripped through his reply. Pleasure doing business with you, Alice. Her attitude toward me softened a bit compared to earlier. Yes. Just as Ethan had said. He genuinely feared getting entangled with me. Originally we'd agreed his secretary would retrieve the contract. But Ethan suddenly messaged me that evening, Miss Alice. I've got an emergency meeting so my assistant can't make it. Would you mind delivering it personally? I'd prefer you come yourself, I don't trust couriers. Ideally tonight. Since we both want this settled promptly. Settled promptly indeed. He worried I'd back out. I worried he'd alter the numbers. Glancing at the torrential downpour outside, I gritted my teeth and dragged myself from bed. Thankfully Ethan's place was only 10 minutes away. Standing at his doorstep, the entryway decor felt strangely familiar. I entered the code he'd provided. The layout mirrored other homes in this upscale neighborhood, making his study easy to locate. Yet I froze before a bubblegum pink door clashing violently with the monochromatic interior, icy white walls. Obsidian furniture. Even black curtains. Only this portal-screened cotton candy chaos. Hesitating, I pushed it open. My breath caught. A life-sized poster of myself from my second year in entertainment glared back, an image I'd nearly forgotten existed. The room overflowed with meticulously organized memorabilia, photo cards dated 2017. Keychains from my coffee endorsement era. Every magazine cover I'd ever graced. 12 storage boxes of merch stood regimented like treasured artifacts. Rubbing my eyes didn't erase the shrine. The desk arrangement triggered déjà vu. Cross-referencing my phone photos confirmed it. This sterile corporate shark Ethan was E.Q. My most devoted fan who'd religiously attended every fan sign for 8 years. Before this revelation could settle, my phone buzzed, Miss Alice. Correction, please use the second floor study. Not the ground level one. Too late. I typed back. Already left it downstairs. His response came frantic, then exit immediately. Don't touch anything there. Those items are irreplaceable. Damage them and there will be consequences. Relax. I replied. Left and closed the door. Everything's intact. My thumb hovered over send as raindrops pattered the pink door frame. Through the downpour, Car headlights suddenly sliced the gloom. Ethan's black sedan pulling into the drive. I paused for a moment, looking up at the collection of memorabilia. Some items were so rare even I couldn't find them anymore. Yet Ethan had preserved each piece meticulously, keeping them in near pristine condition. A bold suspicion suddenly struck me. Ethan, I ventured. This female celebrity you mentioned, is she the one you're actually in love with? The silence stretched before he finally replied. Yes. Ethan's text popped up again. Why? Do you know her? Are you a fan too? Wait, are we standing the same person? LOL. I forced a bitter laugh. I don't think we've met. He sounded almost disappointed. That's understandable. She never made it big. I was planning to funnel top-tier resources her way once I fully took over the company this year. But his message paused before continuing. She left the industry. What's she doing now? Getting married within the year? To some lucky bastard who better treat her right. Or I swear I'll hunt him down, castrate him with my bare hands, and feed him to sharks. Wiping sweat from my brow, I changed tactics. Are you absolutely sure we shouldn't meet before getting our marriage license? Positive. Ethan replied instantly, his earlier intensity returning. We've been through this. Fine. Hope you won't regret it. His tone turned glacial. Alice, are you backing out? Remember our contract. There are consequences for breach. Relax. I smirked. Typing. No take-backs. Whoever chickens out is a coward. After 2 seconds, he shot back with uncharacteristic fervor. Deal. First to flinches is a total loser. Ethan. I dryly responded. You must get so many compliments on your intelligence. Obviously. He replied without hesitation. My exceptional IQ frequently inspires admiration. 3 days evaporated without further contact. On registration day, I arrived at the courthouse 30 minutes early. When Ethan's Maybach finally appeared, I was dozing against a pillar. The moment our eyes met through the windshield, his knuckles whitened on the steering wheel. I strode forward without hesitation as my purse vibrated incessantly. Ethan frantically texting while maintaining intense eye contact. Alice. Can we delay this? She's here. Walking toward me right now. Just need 1 minute with her. Please. Shit, my heart's racing. Might actually die today, I think I. My knuckles wrapped his window. Slowly, the tinted glass descended to reveal Ethan's stunned face. Equal parts terrified and electrified. His eyes shimmered with complex emotions. Even something resembling devout worship. It was as if he'd finally encountered a long-awaited moment. Fingertips trembling violently. I met his gaze, curling my lips slightly as I extended my hand. Hi. I'm Alice Lynn. He froze completely. In the midst of his petrified expression, I airily added, though you can call me by my stage name, Alice. The atmosphere crystallized. Ethan's smile shattered piece by piece. He remained motionless like a statue while his phone's speaker blasted his friend's persistent yelling. Ethan? You there? Did you meet Alice Lynn or not? The Lynns keep claiming their daughter's sick to avoid bringing her anywhere. Nobody's seen her. I'm dying to know, Ethan. Say something. Did you meet her? Ethan finally snapped back to reality, mechanically lowering his head to hiss through clenched teeth. No. His friend gasped. You didn't meet Alice? Then who did you see? After a prolonged silence, Ethan slowly closed his eyes. Met my grandma. His friend, huh? In the hot pot restaurant's private booth. Broth bubbled between us. Our marriage registration got postponed right after hanging up. Ethan had slapped himself so hard his face swelled beyond camera readiness. Now his ears burned crimson. Whether from the slaps or other reasons unclear. He'd followed me here in dazed silence, currently staring at the tableware like he might vaporize it through sheer willpower. I waved my hand before his face. Ethan? He jolted awake. gaze darting away after half-second contact with mine. Grabbing the nearest bottle, he sucked desperately at the spout while mumbling, what? I paused. That's sesame oil. Ethan's face turned chartreuse. Pft, ack, ga, bleck. After his coughing fit subsided, I continued, just wondering, should we still get rings? Ethan's breath hitched, voice trembling with barely restrained hope. Well, of course. I rummaged through my bag. Great. Let me just, found it. Ethan's eyes lit up like Christmas morning, hands nervously clutching his shirt hem beneath the table. Under his expectant gaze, I pulled out the contract, flipped it open forcefully, and pointed to a specific page. Oh right. It clearly states here, no wedding rings required. Ethan's smile instantly vanished. Wait. I need to check the dining clauses. Ethan, don't touch your food yet. I bent over the document as he pressed his lips into a thin line, staring resentfully at the papers. Why are you still carrying this trash around? I glared. Trash? You told me 2 days ago to guard this with my life, preferably in a safe. Did you even buy one? Ethan forced a strained smile. Not yet. Get on that. Okay. Tucking the contract away, I tilted my head. Your business trip tomorrow. He froze before gritting out. Yes. And you're taking me? Yes. To see my ex? His jaw muscles jumped violently. As your cover story? Something audibly cracked in Ethan's mouth. After prolonged teeth grinding, he whispered, Alice. I cut him off with a TSK. Save it. This is my golden chance. Who knows when I'll get another shot. Yeah. Spare me the speech. But. And you're bringing your wingman. Don't forget, my reunion with my ex depends on you too. Go get M. Ethan. He swallowed hard. Actually. Relax. I know you'll cover for me. What's our flight time? His voice cracked. Alice. I turned. Stop toying with me. Ethan's long lashes dipped like he might cry. I'm the biggest idiot alive, no. The universe's ultimate moron. If I had half a brain. Maybe Mom kept the placenta and raised that instead. Am I some kind of placenta monster? Alice. Can we pretend that idiot Ethan died? Despair etched across his features as he shoved his chair back and dropped to one knee, landing muffled slaps across his own face. I arched a brow. Today's Ethan wore ceremony-ready black tailoring, hair swept back to reveal his forehead with calculated perfection. He exuded an air of mature sophistication, yet pleaded with puppy dog eyes. Can't you stop toying with me? I averted my gaze, taking a gulp of ice water that did nothing to quench the fire burning in my throat. Ahem. Enough. I rasped. Ethan looked up with damp lashes clumped together, a trickle of blood at the corner of his mouth. I rapped my knuckles on the table. Shut it. Eat first. The man immediately quieted, slumping back into his chair like a scolded child. After a prolonged silence, he blinked red-rimmed eyes. Then, can we still get our marriage license? I frowned, mentally calculating the hefty sum at stake. Why wouldn't we? His entire posture lifted at my response, fingers nervously twisting a napkin. So I still have this chance? Really? The hope in his voice made me grit my teeth. But, he shrunk again, voice trembling. Could we start over? Like Alice and Ethan meeting for the first time? Please? His knuckles whitened around his fork. I'm begging you. I massaged my temples. Whatever. Doesn't matter to me. The speed at which his face lit up could have powered Times Square. He became a whirlwind of attention, cracking open my soda before I touched the can, thrusting tissues at my slightest sniffle, even blowing on my steaming soup. Through it all, those damn hopeful eyes tracked my every move like an eager puppy trying to please. Ethan. Stop. The name froze him mid-reach for my empty plate. But, you said. Wiping my mouth. I spoke with clinical detachment. This marriage is transactional. In 12 months. We signed divorce papers. Save your efforts for someone who'll actually care. The color drained from his face. I just thought. Thought what? I stood, sliding the prenup across the table. Read clause 7 again. Your own words about no emotional entanglements. He stared at the document like it held his death warrant. As I turned to leave, the restaurant's glass doors reflected his shaking form, a shattered man clutching legal papers. The metallic tang of blood still lingering where he'd bitten through his lip. From that day on, Ethan completely abandoned his usual aloofness and pride, becoming annoyingly talkative. He'd text good morning at dawn and good night before bed, flooding my phone with puppy emojis. He'd call to detail every meal, meeting, and document signed. I'm reporting my schedule. He insisted. I want you to know everything about my day. Oh, Alice. He added casually. I accidentally refunded your plane ticket. You won't be mad, right? Isn't it funny how that ticket just vanished? Almost like fate saying you and your ex aren't meant to. I frowned coldly. Accidentally? Do you always handle things this carelessly? His voice quivered. And no. Of course not. Then perhaps I should reconsider our engagement. Panicked tears entered his tone. Alice. Please don't. I lied. It wasn't an accident. I did it on purpose because... Stop crying. I snapped. Men who cry too much drain the family's good fortune. The sniffles ceased instantly. After composing himself, he transferred a large sum with a proud message, today's earnings. All yours. Enough. I texted back. One more word and I block you. The typing bubbles disappeared. Within seconds, all his previous messages vanished. From then on, he only sent money transfers without commentary. Instead, he started appearing at my house daily. Alice will be right down. My father told him during one visit. Already turning toward the stairs. Ethan smiled politely until Dad suddenly backtracked. Wait. Didn't you say meetings weren't necessary since you'll see her constantly after marriage? Don't worry. I won't disturb her. He chuckled nervously. My memory's been awful lately. Can't even remember my pill schedule. After a long pause, Ethan laughed bitterly. Mr. Lynn, Dad. The truth is, I wasn't in my right mind that day. My father blinked. Dad? Have you eaten breakfast yet? Dad? What's Mom's favorite? The floors need mopping. Windows need cleaning. Laundry's piled up. And the dog needs walking. Just relax, I'll handle everything. He rolled up his sleeves eagerly. I've been good at chores since childhood. Later, Dad whispered to me. Has that boy been possessed? He's acting completely unlike himself. Every morning since. I'd find Ethan already in my house, mop in one hand, rag in the other, working like some domesticated tornado. I puffed and puffed while working, massaging Dad's shoulders, rubbing Mom's legs, grooming our family dog. The table held my favorite snacks he'd bought and a vibrant bouquet of red roses. He committed every word I said to memory. Even when I mumbled about craving pig ears during a nap. He foolishly braved the rain to get them since delivery wasn't available. Guilt tugged at me. Ethan chuckled half-jokingly. A grandson should take care of his grandma. It's only right. I sighed. Ethan, you don't have to. He bit his lip, pretending not to hear. No idea what you're saying. I'll organize your study. He remained alone in my library all evening, leaving disoriented, even tripping on his way out. His odd behavior puzzled me until his message arrived that night. Alice, can't you forget your first love? I answered objectively. Anyone's first crush leaves marks. Doesn't it? Ethan went silent. After contemplation, I added, "Does my past bother you? We can call off the engagement if it does." Still no reply. He showed up next day wearing childish hoodies instead of his usual suits. The design looked familiar. "Ethan, are you feeling all right?" He stared at his clenched palms. Flushing. "Do you like this?" Truthfully, he looked gorgeous in anything. "It's cute." My compliment briefly lit up his eyes before gloom resurfaced. "If you're happy, I'm content." Baffled, I blinked. That evening, while reorganizing bookshelves, an old photo fluttered out, my ex and I wearing matching hoodies identical to Ethan's recent outfits. So the idiot's been cosplaying my cheating ex? Choking back laughter, I dialed him. "Dad probably didn't explain, I dumped that two-timing jerk after catching him cheating. If I ever see him again, I'll break his nose. My trip request was about vacationing with you, not him." After prolonged silence, poorly concealed joy seeped through his voice. "Why bring this up? Not that I cared anyway." Next morning, Ethan cooked breakfast with renewed vigor, humming show tunes. Look at Mr. Michelin chef over here. Living with Ethan brought revelations. Day 1, he's absurd. Day 7, he's pitiful. Day 13, he's kinda endearing. On the 23rd day, I found myself inexplicably wiping sweat from Ethan's forehead. By the 30th day, the way sunlight caught his profile while playing chess with my father became dangerously attractive. Before realizing it, my lips had brushed his cheek. The chess piece slipped from Ethan's fingers, clattering against the board as he froze. My own delayed realization sent me fleeing to my room. Only when father mentioned he'd left did I dare peek out, straight into Ethan's waiting grasp. His towering frame pinned me against the wall, calloused thumb tilting my chin upward. My breath hitched as eyelids fluttered shut. Fingers clutching his shirt, only to feel his lips ghost my earlobe. "What exactly?" His amused whisper warmed my skin. "Were you expecting with those closed eyes?" Furious, I swung at him. "Ethan, you absolute." His mouth crashed against mine, swallowing the insult. The kiss turned demanding, tongue breaching defenses. Back meeting cold plaster while his scorching chest pressed closer. Our mingled breaths and slick sounds echoed until separation left me hiding in his shirt's cotton folds. Ethan nuzzled my hair, voice gravel rough. "Bad news, burglars hit my place." "Stole anything valuable?" I tensed. "All 18 copies of our contract." "The paperwork?" My confusion lasted until spotting his twitching smirk. "Ethan, you filthy." He silenced me with renewed fervor, laughter vibrating between our lips. Wedding license day found Ethan shaking hands with potted plants by my doorway. "Brother spider plant. Wish me luck." "Brother lemon tree. Bless this union." "Brother golden doodle." I emerged to his dramatic exhale. "Let's go." I interrupted. "Before you traumatize the landscaping." His grip tightened around mine as we departed. Cheater, thief, and soon-to-be husband all wrapped in one irresistible package. Ethan froze, his gaze meeting mine for just a split second before he hastily covered his eyes with his hand. Thinking something had gotten in his eye, I reached up to pull his hand away only to feel a cool droplet land on my skin. My breath hitched. "Ethan? What's wrong? Why are you crying?" He suddenly wrapped his arms around me, burying his face against my neck. "This feels like a dream." His muffled voice trembled. "I've gone to the airport countless times these past months just to catch glimpses of you. Every time, I'd watch from behind pillars or blend into crowds, terrified that if anyone recognized me, they'd start speculating about our relationship. The thought of people twisting our story into some tabloid fodder made me physically ill. But starting today," his grip tightened, "I get to stand in the sunlight as your husband. You can return to showbiz, Alice. Pursue your passions. I'll be your rock through it all, not just as your partner, but as your #1 fan." A lump formed in my throat as I patted his shaking shoulders. Okay. Drama king. Save the waterworks for later. I'm shallow like that, won't tolerate puffy eyes in our wedding photos. The choked laugh against my collarbone warmed me more than the California sun. Ethan lifted his head, eyes still glistening but now blazing with determination as he intertwined our fingers. Let's go make this official.